shaping up? That's your domain. So how are they looking?
We're getting there. We had a tough start, obviously away in Pretoria. I thought we drove well last week. We started to scrummage well. We took a step forward. I thought we took a big step forward. There's still a lot more to come. I think it's 3 weeks now in total that we've had the whole group together, just over 3 weeks. So we made some really good strides again into Argentina, and we have to go again, obviously, this weekend.
Taniela's been battling some illness, and so he's only had that 40 minutes against Australia. Do you expect that he'll be able to play on the weekend?
Yeah, he's done full units. He's done whole training today and done full units today and scrummaged really well this morning. So yeah, we're pleased with where he is. He's obviously bounced back really well from a little bit of illness last week. But he doesn't look to have any of those sort of side effects this morning. So yeah, really pleased with what he did this morning.
So that prospect of having Taniela at tight head and it's like Will Scott behind him as a scrum coach, is that almost like a dream?
Yeah, it is a nice picture, isn't it? They've someone like Will. Will. I think Will's lost about 7 kg since he's turned up here from France. So he's applied himself unbelievably well. He's working so hard. But yeah, it's no good having just the weight. We've got to make sure technically we're accurate. And I think, again, just what we've seen from Taniela over the last probably 4 or 5 weeks since he's come back, obviously from a big injury, scrummaging really square, working really hard to obviously be he's a really big nail and we've got a big hammer behind him. So we need him to stay square in order for the hammer to work. So, yeah, we're pleased with those two, particularly on that tight head side.
Just on Will, did you come up against him when he was playing through Europe? And I guess what's been his development of you saying just being in this camp as well?
I coached against him twice, and we got beaten twice by that La Rochelle side, who they won the European Cup 2 years in a row now. So, what he's brought to us is he's brought a great mentality. He's used to winning, but he's brought brilliant energy. When the group, when there's little lulls and troughs, it's normally him. Sometimes big men don't act and play like big men, and he does exactly that. He's been brilliant around the group in terms of energy. I don't think he's missed a session. He's up early morning doing extra sessions. So just his application to keep getting better. I think when a group sees somebody who's achieved what he's achieved over the last probably 5 or 6 years in Europe, and he's still got a real hunger to be better every day, it's a great start point for the rest of us.
Not only having someone like Will, but having Richie as well. So those two teams, La Rochelle and Toulon, I think some of the best teams in world rugby. Just having that kind of winning mentality, do you notice it starting to rub off when you're going through reviews, going through maybe a tough patch as you are right now?
I think so. Look, I think both of them, what they've done really well is they haven't just sat in a room. Obviously Richie, he's only got the 2 caps, but he's quite prepared to stand up in meetings and talk about our maul defence or maul attack. They're comfortable in their own skin. They're not sort of just sitting here, not adding value. Both of them have been brilliant in terms of adding value to what can be at times a very young pack, and a pack that's still growing. So to have 2 experienced guys like that has been brilliant.
Speaking of big men, the All Blacks have brought in Tamati Williams, who's a giant, and Ethan de Groot, saying he's been around for a couple of 15 tests or something.
Yep.
So, what have you made of their pack?
They're good. All Blacks have always, for years now, been unbelievably efficient, and then in the right moments they can turn the screw. I think Greg Feek and Jason Ryan are doing a brilliant job there. They've obviously picked up on the work that Mike Cron did. They're big men as well. Obviously, Tamati plays both sides, which is quite unique in the game now. There's not many blokes who do well on both sides. He's someone who can do that due to the nature of, like you're saying, being a very big man. So, our work's going to be cut out for us. We've had 2, a good comeback from a disappointing start on opposition ball. I thought we were good on our ball. And then, obviously, against Argentina, we've scrummaged well. We've won penalties, our ball, got 1 on theirs. But this will be another step up again, especially here and then going away to New Zealand. We're just monitoring him. He's sort of making some slow progress on that. So that's just going to be monitoring. Don't really want to push that. We just want to make sure that he's in the right position to be able to contribute.
Anything online for Neil, guys? Another couple of minutes with Neil.
Neil, can I just ask? You were part of that England set up in 2019 when England beat the All Blacks. I know it's 4 years down the track and a lot of water's gone under the bridge, but is there a better person that you think in world rugby than Eddie Jones in terms of orchestrating a match and being able to turn the table on a side?
No, I'm not just saying that because he's the boss. I'm always, having worked with him for 4 years and then gone away and come back, I'm not amazed because I've seen it before, but yeah, he's very good at it. He knows that, that this game is unbelievably important. It's part of a process of a build of getting to make sure that we hit the World Cup at the right time or in the right place. But no, he's very good. I think for us, part of what the coaching group are trying to, we're trying to build belief here, but it's not false belief. If you look around the room, there's probably 7 or 8 guys coming back from some big injuries. Quaid, Samu, Taniela. We already talked about people like that. And I think what we're starting to do is build belief in what we're trying to do. Like I said, the group's been together probably 4 weeks. When I say the group, I mean the coaching group as well. So, no, look, I don't think there is anyone better in terms of what he does, how he generates belief based on the back of what you do in training and performance. It's not just sort of pumping hot air into a tyre. There's genuine belief built on the back of what we're doing.
He's generally simplifying it, the message, 2 or 3 key areas. What are a couple of those key areas that you're going to have to get right to match the All Blacks? Beat them?
Always set piece. That comes from that part of those Crusaders players that have been in there. So outstanding set piece, and then transition. They're a deadly side in transition. And I think the start of the game, this season in particular, they've started like a house on fire. So the start of the game will be massively important. I think against Argentina, they were 24-0 up and within 17 minutes, and something pretty similar against South Africa. So the start, those transition moments and set piece, I think are going to be really big areas.
Thanks, guys.
And Neil,
Appreciate
can
it.
I ask
Sorry,
what
Tony.
Eddie's mood was like towards the coaching staff after the game at Parramatta, and whether it was, whether he was pretty forthright or accepting that it's going to take a while for you guys to come together?
Oh, look, I think there's never an acceptance of it. We're urgent. There's an urgency to coach better every day. So I think as a coaching group, we understand where we are. He sets the tone. Eddie sets the tone. Eddie sets the direction. But there's always an urgency to it. There's never sort of like an acceptance of, some of the things that I've talked about. They're not excuses. We should have won that game. You score 31 points at home, you should win every time. So there's no acceptance of that result. We're massively disappointed. So it's not just the tone that Eddie sets, it's the rest of the coaching group as well.